Hello, lovely YouTube friends. I am now going to tell you why I think that I I need to talk to you like this from my bed and without makeup and with my hair absolutely not done. Let me show you my little one. He's sleeping on me first of all. So I just breastfed him to sleep. I hope you can hear me well. So this is not going to be a very structured video, and I would like to tell you that for a very long time I have been making the baby wearing series that I will be releasing from Tuesday on, and if you saw my introduction, then you know that it will be coming in 3 languages, and it was a lot of work, definitely a labor of love. But as I progressed in the process, I felt that I'm missing something because if you remember, a few months ago I put out a video on breastfeeding and adoption, and it was just something very spontaneous. So I thought I will start filming and I tell you my thoughts, and I was really enthusiastic about the topic. I still really am. And I got so many positive feedbacks from you guys, people I don't know, and just writing me that I encouraged them. And it was wonderful because when I made that video, I was really not sure what it's gonna be like, what's gonna be the reception. And it was great to see that just honesty and storytelling really touched you. And I have to say that now that I filmed something really structured and really well built and well thought through, I am not sure if that's my voice. I think that it's very good to have given moms and dads and whoever wants to baby wear a nicely structured um, a little package to rely on. I made it so that even if you don't sleep well for a long time, as it happens with us parents a lot, then even then you can really follow it, and it's so good. I think that you will like it. But I was just bothered by that it's always really not nearly perfect. But I have my makeup on, I have my structure going on, and I'm not sure if that's the way to go. Guys, I'm just not sure if that's the way to go, because I think that it's also really valuable when I'm just talking to you like this, when for example, I'm in bed now. It's in the middle of the day because I got another round of mastitis. That happens to me sometimes. That's a form of breast inflammation, and it's okay. I know how to handle it, but it put me to bed in the middle of a Monday, and my husband actually had to stay home to help me out with the children. So I've been so busy lately, also because of the YouTube series, and so that I've been thinking about it for days. Like, I just have to tell someone that it's not always like that. I am in makeup and knowing my stuff. Of course I know my stuff, so whenever I'm talking to you, what I know is mine, and I can tell apart facts from my opinion and stuff like that, which I find really important, when I'm talking about especially more serious things like, let's say, breastfeeding and stuff like that. But yeah, I just really wanted to tell you that this whole thing about presenting myself in social media, and capturing one moment that is good and I have a message about it, it's not always easy, because I feel like, okay, it's just one moment, and what about all the others? Because when you are in the middle of your day that it's not going so well, you are not even going to start taking pictures. I feel that's pretty pretentious. So just to start capturing myself when I'm in a bad mood and try to even look at the camera is just not going for me. I have a friend who can do that very well, and I think that she can be really honest, and it's a way of self-expression, but it doesn't come from me. So like a video, I can manage much better than a picture and a description about how I feel not so good in that moment. But I think it's so important to show you that, to show you a mix of reality, a mix of moments that represent reality. So I think it's perfectly okay to be without makeup, and it's perfectly okay to be talking to you. And I make this video, and I just would like to tell you that in the future I would like to keep to more to my storytelling style, and I hope that you will like it. I have many ideas, and I I would like to invite you that if you're actually watching this video, because I know that actually my English videos are less watched than my Hungarian ones for some reason. I don't know. I know many lovely people who have been following me are not watching English videos, but I'm hoping that I can connect to communities. For example, my colleague Rosie Knowles, who runs Caring Matters, she's a wonderful person and she's working on bringing families together. I mentioned her in one of my videos, I think, because of her books. It would be lovely, for example, her community can also join in with me as I go along this journey. I'd like to just tell you a few video ideas that I have, and maybe you can tell me what to prioritize. So I would like to talk to you about breastfeeding, and not in a shabby way, but in a very honest way, telling my own story that's quite eventful. Let's say I had a very difficult start both times with my children, and I'd like to introduce you the background of the mechanics of breastfeeding that very few people know, and how to ask help and where to ask help, and um, just some really simple practical tips as well as some philosophy behind it that I think would be very helpful. So that's definitely one project I would like to give you in the future. But I also would like to talk about critical thinking. Like, we know that we are overwhelmed by information. It doesn't matter what we are talking about, let's say screen time for children, self help for yourself, even if you're not a parent, or as a parent, or breastfeeding, just, to pick one. There is just so much information, I realize, and I try to approach it from a scientific point of view, but also human point of view, as to have it loaded with feelings, and also, to present a topic that is connect to our biology. Like, you can get with science so far, into a corner that only looking at one perspective. I think you sort of have to look at, what's okay socially and what's okay for you personally, what's good for your character, but then, okay, what are those human biological traits that you have to keep in mind? So I am going to talk about a little bit that in my videos, and just critical thinking, how to think about information and where to get your good stuff from and your good advice, and how to sort of select, good info. I don't know. As you see that it's not a structured video, so I also didn't really write it down, how I would like to introduce you this. But yeah, so for example, critical thinking is the other topic, and we can talk about adoption and attachment psychology. It's something that's big in the Netherlands. So people who will go through the adoption process will be taught about attachment psychology. Would you like to hear more about that? Please let me know. Please let me know in the comments, because what happens that I get comments, personal messages, but it would be really nice if you put down some things in the comments so some conversation could get started. Also, very important that I will have a project about birth and home birth, and just let's say our rights during birth giving and the entire pregnancy. That's also a project that I would like to tackle. These are big projects, so they are not going to appear, weekly from now on your channel. But I would like to research these, and I think that these are all important. So, what if you would help me to tell what you would like to hear from me, and what would be the most useful? How could I encourage you to take a good care of yourself, to learn about these topics, and how could I motivate you to find your way in parenting, or to find your way in today's society as a member who wants to understand a little bit more about these topics. Maybe you're someone who is interested in feminism, because I think that these topics are very often connected to it. So, what is our right? How do we live as women, as mothers? What can we prepare for if we are not parents yet? What's awaiting us? What kind of atmosphere will um, becoming a mother bring, or when you are not a mother but you're close to someone? How can you support a person, for example, who is breastfeeding? How do you handle the situation? Or I think that if you're talking about these topics, then you will have a basic knowledge on them, and for sure you're gonna be thinking about them, and it's already a good start, because many of the real topics that are very important for us and for our health and for our well-being are not being talked about honestly a lot, and many of them are invisible. The impact of them is invisible. So if you are talking about self-care, for example, we should start by looking at attachment psychology, and many people don't know what it is, and it's fine. But so I think we should start talking about it and explaining why I think that it's important. So yeah, please let me know what you'd like to hear from me, and I hope you don't mind that it's another talking head video. This is how far I can extend my hand, but now the camera is shaking. So yeah, this is an imperfect video, and it's fine. I wanted it to be that way. It's just a message for you, and I hope that you can connect to me. And I see you very soon. Bye bye.